Welcome into the Greater Texas Ford Dealers inaugural Female Athlete of the Month. From Texarkana to El Paso, the Panhandle to San Angelo, the Permian Basin to East Texas, Waco, Wichita Falls to Lubbock, and many points in between. We celebrate the remarkable achievements of female high school athletes based on performances on and off the field and courts. From Class 6A to private schools, it's the Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month. Joining me now, the incomparable Zoey Welch of Roscoe Collegiate High School. She does it all, and she does it all very well. I get tired thinking about all the stuff that she does. She's the Class 2A Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month. Well, Zoey, a big shout out to you for all of your accomplishments. What did you think when you heard that you won this prestigious honor?
I was very shocked when I got this honor. I made my coach repeat it like 3 times for me to finally understand if I got it or not. I'm truly blessed that I got this honor, and I thank my coach every day for it.
Well, you definitely deserve it. It's amazing all of the stuff that you do. I think you are by far one of the most decorated athletes we have ever had on the show. Basketball, track and field, cross country, baseball, softball, even football when you were young, powerlifting, golf, and you show pigs. And
Yes,
you're going to get your college associate's degree before you even get your high school diploma. How do you do
yes.
all of this and do it at such a high level? I don't even know if you have time to sleep.
It's honestly like a balance thing. I go cross country, and then like November to January, I go basketball to powerlifting. And then while all doing that, I'm raising up 2 pigs too. And like March through April, I'm doing golf and track. So it's a lot to handle, but I'm up for the challenge.
Well, you're doing a great job with it, and you're a smart girl. You're in the top 9 of your class academically. You're a great leader for the FFA program. You and your boyfriend, Xander, won the FFA Beau and Queen honor. What was that experience like, and why is the classroom so important to you?
It was a great feeling winning the FFA bow and bouquet with my boyfriend. And I think being in the classroom is very important because after your high school career, that you go on to a job in college. So it's very important to have an academic.
Well, I know Xander, your boyfriend, he's a great athlete too. He plays football, track, and he's a really good golfer. Between the two of you, who's the better athlete?
That's hard to say. I think it's me, but I think he'll get mad at me for saying that.
Well, I think it's one of the greatest athletic feats I've ever heard about. You as a power lifter, your freshman year, just 97 pounds, trying to deadlift 235 pounds. You couldn't even budget the first time. The second time it slips out of your hands. And somehow you make some adjustments with your coach and you figure out a way to lift it and get it up and go on to medal at state. You know, you're almost like an ant lifting double your weight. How
Yeah.
did you pull off that amazing feat?
It's all in the mind game. So during the weight room, I couldn't even get 220, 225. And I was thinking, how on earth am I going to get 230? And my coach gave me a pep talk and was like, you get to go to Corpus if you pull this. You know this, right? I was like, yes. And then I just gave it all my heart and I got it up. And I was really happy after.
Well, your dad says you are the absolute definition of perseverance. You know, people doubt you because of your little stature, but you always get it done. What is your mindset? Where's the fire inside that drives you to be able to do these amazing feats?
I've always been small all my life. So I've had to battle, like get to the top. And that just gave me like the drive to get it done and go through it.
Pretty impressive stuff. I know you love proving people wrong. I think about how it really takes a special person to be a great power lifter. You're a state champion at 105 pounds. What is the hardest thing about succeeding in that sport?
The hardest thing is definitely your mind. Like your mind game is, you have to have a good mind going into it because if you say, I can't get this lift, then you won't get it. So you have to think positive and get good positive things out of your mind.
I mean, you're barely 100 pounds. I mean, let's be honest, wind could blow you over, but we've
Yes.
seen you in meets able to handle 720 pounds. I mean, it's crazy. You've squatted 300, you bench 145, deadlift 275 at state. How much of that have you been able to overcome? You talk about the mental part of it and just get over that part and know that you can actually do all that weight.
I think practicing is plays a big role into it. And yeah.
You're also a great basketball player. Shella Arnwine nominated you for this amazing honor. She says you're a three-point machine and just a great kid, and she's very blessed to be able to coach you. I know you average 16 points a game. You're a great leader on the team. Tell me what she has meant to you.
She has meant the world to me. She has played a big role in my athletic career. She has pushed me to my limits, and without her, I wouldn't be where I am athletic.
Yeah, she
And
talks about how hardworking you are and how determined you are. Where does that come from?
that comes from being small all my life, like I said, and I just like proving people wrong.
The part I like is, and she talked about this, that you have become such a great leader out there. And you were a young kid trying to pull that off. How did you gain the trust of others so you could lead them?
Uh, it was my eighth grade year watching the playoff game, and that just really sparked my go and drive. I think the seniors that year really pushed me and gave me my all and know what I'm worth on
Well,
the
you've been part
basketball.
of these playoff runs here, and you're just such a great basketball player out there. You've been all district. As you look ahead in your basketball career, do you sense something special with the Plow Girls and maybe a run at a state championship?
I think we can do it with all the hard work we've been putting in. If we just keep at it and keep on doing what we're doing, we should be good to go onto a state championship.
Well, you excel at all these different sports. And the thing that's interesting to me is you pick a lot of sports most people don't want any part of because they're so grueling. And one that really jumps out to me is long distance. I mean, people don't want to do it, but you are one that's a state championship kind of caliber runner. You were a regional qualifier last year in the 800 meters. You just recently won an 800-meter run at a meet. You are state ranked in the 4x400 relay. You've been to regionals every single time in cross country, an absolute lock for state. What is it about running and long distance that really works for you?
Long distance, it really it's hard, but then like after you run, you're like, I just did that. I can do more. And I think it's really fun after. But during, you just gotta think to yourself, like, you can do this, keep on pushing. We're almost through. Like, one more mile, half a mile left, one more lap, you got this.
Well, I know you dedicated the last cross country season to your Nana, who is very special to you, and you salute her all the time with little messages on your sneakers. Talk about that and what she's meant to you.
She's meant the world to me. When she passed away, it was just I dedicated my whole rest of the high school to her. And the little sneakers, like I put "Love You Mostest" on it because that's what she used to tell me all the time when I would tell her bye.
Well, I know she's looking down on you very proud. And two other people that are very proud of you are your sisters, even though they probably want to battle you a little bit. What's the competition between you and the girls?
Definitely, it's big competition at her house. Me and my little sister, she's like 4 inches taller than me. We go at it all the time during basketball. We push each other and make each other better. I'll rebound for her and she'll rebound for me. My older sister, she's played a big role in my athletic career too. She's I've always looked up to her because she's had the will and drive and she's pushed me too. That's why I've had a successful season my sophomore year during basketball.
Well, I know you've received so much love and support from your mom, your dad, and your dad's beard. They're there all the time, driving you around all these matches and games and practices. How about the support that you've gotten from them over the years?
I wouldn't be here without them. I want to be the athlete I am today with them. I'm super blessed that they take me all over the state of Texas. They go and watch me for track, golf, powerlifting, cross country, and even showing too. They played a huge role in my life. Without, I wouldn't be here with them.
I love listening to your dad when he's filming you, especially in powerlifting. He gets a
Yes,
little amped up a little bit. Do you ever have to try to get him to calm down some?
not during powerlifting, but definitely during basketball. He gets a little out of hand sometimes. My mom is
Oh,
always telling him to calm down.
well, I know he's so darn proud of you and what you've been able to accomplish. Golf is kind of funny to me because you've only been playing golf for like a year, and it's kind of like a hobby, but you're good enough to go to state. You're always top 10 in all your tournaments. You're going to regionals. How have you been able to pull that off? Because golf takes so much practice, but you're just such a natural. You can hop into anything and be great at it.
I give all my credit to my boyfriend because he has definitely helped me a lot during golf. Like he'll give me tips and tricks here, and like that just bettered my game to go to regionals. Because last year I was not as good as I am this year.
Well, you are a dead ringer out there on the golf course. And, you got a great history in your past as a little girl as someone that showed pigs. Talk about the livestock part of it and how much you enjoy that. I know you have such a great way with animals.
I love being around animals ever since I was a little girl. I would I had a little guinea pig and I put him on the scooter. I just ride around with them. And I've loved animals since day one. I just got a puppy for winning state powerlifting too.
Keep the puppy away from the pigs. Those pigs can get a little aggressive
Yes.
sometimes. What's the hardest thing about showing pigs?
Definitely whip breaking him. We've had this pig this past year. He was so hard to whip break, but I just put my head down and just kept on working him every day, and he got better every day.
Well, I've heard those stories when you were a little kid. You have such a great way with animals that you'd have a big giant chicken sitting in your basket of your bicycle and you would drive around and the chicken would just go to sleep. Are you like the
Yes,
animal whisperer? Because I know you want to be a vet down the line.
yes, yeah. I would just ride him around, and then I'd hold him, and then like wipe his eyes, and like he'd fall asleep.
Oh, that's great stuff. I just love it. The one thing though, you got to stay away from the roosters, right?
Yes, yes, you do.
And why is that?
Because I got attacked by one, and he almost got my eye too.
Wow, those roosters can be very, very mean. Well, I
Yes,
think about how tough minded you are and an amazing athlete that you are, and you have this unbelievable mindset to everything. But then I also hear you're not brave enough to eat food with real silverware. What is going on with that?
like one day I put a metal fork in my mouth, and I had like a metal crown on, and then like it just did something. I was like, never again. I cannot do that.
Well, I know that Roscoe community is a special one. Your family enjoys living there. It's so tight knit. How would you describe it to someone that's never been there?
Roscoe is just like a good town to go to. Like we're so close together, and all like all the stuff we do, and our community is really strong. Like the boys goes watching the girls and the girls goes watching the boys at the like we'll go to the football game on Friday nights and then they'll go and watch our basketball games on Tuesdays and Fridays. It's just a really close relationship with all the community.
Well, Zoe, so fun to celebrate your greatness. I know you got a practice or some kind of game to get to. Thanks so much for making time for us, and congratulations on being the Class 2A Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month.
Thank you.
Your Greater Texas Ford Dealers is so proud to recognize the hard work, dedication, perseverance, and passion of so many Texas high school female athletes who inspire us all. Here's this month's winners. And don't forget, you can see their interviews at Greater TX Ford for Greater Texas Ford Dealers. From Class 1A to 6A, plus private schools, we celebrate them all. Thanks so much for watching the Greater Texas Ford Dealers inaugural Female Athlete of the Month. See you next time.